So he's got 6 mana. That's quite spooky. How about no? Oh, how about oh? Look at that. What you got? What's your last card here that you've been holding on? Just another Ember Clevo. Hello everyone, it's the Grey Goose, and today's Sunday, which means I get to pick any deck I want to play for you, and actually I'm going to do a little bit of a special video, special deck for you. This is kind of my belated 100 subscribers video, so thank you guys so much for being here and watching the videos and continuing to do so. It means a lot to me, honestly it does. So I wanna give something to you guys, and I happen to obtain a code for the Liliana's Legion deck. So I'm gonna be giving away that code. I'm gonna give it away on Wednesday's video. I'm gonna show who gets it. But basically, if you're a subscriber and if you comment anything on this video, you're gonna be entered into the random drawing that I do for Wednesday's video. So make a comment before midnight on Tuesday Eastern Standard Time, because that's when I start making my Wednesday video. I'll make a drawing. It's worth noting that this Liliana's Legions deck, it's not necessarily just for beginners, although that's primarily who it could be useful for. This comes with 5 rares and 1 mythic, I believe, so even if you have all of the cards 4 of, you could still be entered into the drawing and win the code. You get the 140 gems, and it counts toward vault progress. So if you have 4 of all these cards, it's the 140 gems. It's like 5.5% vault progress. So it's good for everyone, honestly, in a way. But, you know, if you're a beginner and you win this too, it can kind of help jumpstart your collection in ways. There are some strong cards here. I'm going to show you first up the deck of how it comes by itself. And then I'm going to show you how I changed it by not adding in any new rares or mythics to keep it, you know, beginner friendly. And then I'll show you how, you know, you could potentially even further refine that to have a more competitive deck. And then I'll show you some matches of how it does on the gold traditional standard ranked ladder. So thanks again for watching. Like I said, guys, let me get into the deck tech and then we'll get straight into the gameplay. Okay, so first up I want to show you how the Liliana's Legion deck, I call it version 1.0, how it looks when you first obtain it. This is literally all you get, including 0 sideboard. So I want to show you what you're getting here, and then I'm going to show you the quote-unquote refined version that I basically swapped out certain cards, and I only put in common and uncommon, so it should be easier to be a little bit more competitive for a beginner standpoint. So one of the things I got rid of were the Fairy Duelist, the Lazotep Reaver, the Callous Dismissal, the Aven Eternals, the Gleaming Overseers, the Eternal Skylord, and the Unexplained Vision. So I kept all of the rares and all of the mythics included in the deck in the main board. You'll notice that when I show you the next version. But all of these cards that I just mentioned, the theme of the deck was obviously some sort of zombie amassing smattering of cards, and it doesn't necessarily synergize very well. So you'll see in the version I'm about to show you, I think is a slightly more refined version, and it's a little bit more competitive. You'll also notice that you basically just have your basic islands, your basic swamps, and 4 of Dimir Guildgate. So your mana base is pretty terrible, not going to lie. So for lands, you really want to be getting as soon as possible. At least maybe 1 or 2 Castle Vantress, 1 or 2 Castle Locthwain, and the Watery Graves ASAP. Unfortunately, there's no Temple of just yet, and not until Theros for Dimir colors. That will be very good, but the mana base is one of the main weaknesses of this deck, so you really would like to upgrade that as soon as possible. Let me get into the next version of the deck and I'll show you how I think I made it better for a beginner. So for Liliana's Legion deck, I actually call this version 3.0 because I've gone through a few changes to try and come up with some semblance of a somewhat decent overall Dimir control type deck. And also you'll notice one of the other themes is Surveil. So let me break it down for you. But basically I wanted to include all of the rares and the 1 mythic here from our Liliana's Legions deck, and only then switch out for commons and uncommons. I think that's a fair balance to say that it's still a beginner's type deck, but you can make it stronger than its base version with commons and uncommons, which you guys should eventually be getting quite a bit of. Like, look at what I have. You get far too many uncommon, wild cards, and common cards over time as compared to rare and mythic rare, which obviously there's a bottleneck on everyone for that, basically. So let's start it out here. I kind of want to look at our numbers too. 13 creatures, and they're all sorts of different ones. They don't really have a ton of synergy within themselves of their creature type. We have 10 instants and 10 sorceries. The enchantments, 1 Planeswalker Lily, and then 25 lands. And we'll look at our lands real quick since we're talking about them. But basically, we have our slow tap lands, the Dismal Blackwater, and the Dimir Guildgate. These happen to give us 1 life, so they're slightly better than Dimir Guildgate. These are the ones that come in as a base version. And then just 2 of the Mystic Sanctuary. 2 because they're really nice when they do come into play untapped. But of course, obviously, that's kind of hard to do in this deck. But when it does, it's epic because the value of the instants or sorceries in this deck are very massive. So as soon as you guys are able to upgrade their lands, I would say do that first and foremost beyond anything. Because the shock lands and the Temple ofs, although I don't think there is a Temple of for black and blue. So basically get your shock lands in ASAP. That's just 4 rares and they are worth it, believe me, 110%. Alright, so let's start with our actual main board deck here. We have 2 of Spectral Sailor. These guys are great in that they're flash, so they can come in and surprise, either chump block or trade for a value 1/1 like an Edgewall Innkeeper or something. Also, they're flying, so they do synergize with our winged words. This is one of our main card draws. It's 3 CMC for a sorcery, draw 2 cards. You could make an argument for Chemister's Insight here, but this is 1 less to cast, and with our slow lands, and not to mention if we have any of our flyers out, it's actually 2 less to cast. I figured this was decent enough. 3 of Thoughtbound Phantasm. So one thing you'll notice that our deck is kind of susceptible to is just early game aggro overall. Thoughtbound Phantasm comes in for a 1 CMC for a 2/2 defender, and every time you surveil, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on him. So he quickly gets to be able to chump block most of the early game aggro you might see. Foulmire Knight, 1 CMC, 2 of for a 1/1 Death Touch, not to mention he can instant speed, draw you a card, lose you 1 life, so that comes into play, especially against the big guys. They have trouble attacking through him. They have to remove him in one way or the other or have trample. Dimir Spybug, so a 2 CMC for a 1/1 Flying Menace, and whenever you surveil, put a 1/1 counter on Dimir Spybug. Sometimes you just need to go over your opponents and try and attack that Planeswalker, or maybe eke out that last bit of damage, and he's really hard to block, obviously, with Flying and Menace. That being said, he's not the best card in the world, though. You might consider putting 2 more of Spectral Sailor or Foulmire Knight or this guy. So I just kind of wanted a variety here, and especially of different CMC costs. One of your rares in the deck, Dreadhorde Invasion. Overall, he works pretty well. He's mostly just a chump blocker. If the game were to go super late, I mean, he theoretically could win you the game on your own. It's kind of unfortunate that it takes away 1 life from you each turn, but when you get him out, having the chump blockers, and plus he might synergize with Liliana's -4 ability to sacrifice, drawing you card, it's okay. I think it's overall works pretty decent with the deck. Thought Erasure, this is a powerful spell. You'll see it in Dimir all the time. You might consider putting 4 of even. But, sometimes you just want to balance out what you're trying to do with the deck here. And I think 3 of is good enough, especially with our options to consider for sideboard here to fill out the rest. It's just so good. Shows you the enemy's hand. You choose any non-land card from it and get rid of it, and you surveil. So if you need that next land, go for it. Or if you have too many lands, get something more valuable. Sinister's Sabotage ×4. This card is insane, but the only problem is you got to get up to the 3 CMC to use it. It's also slightly hard to cast with our slow lands with the double blue, but when you get it off, and not to mention the Surveil, which buffs Dimir, buffs your Thoughtbound, and it also synergizes with our Disinformation campaign. So 3 CMC to have them discard, and you draw. And when you surveil, you get to return to your owner's hand. Very, very powerful with cards like Savaster's Innisage, Thought Erasure, Cry of the Carnarium. I had to put 2 of these in because that early game aggro, like I mentioned, not to mention Cats, Edgewall Innkeeper, those cards that over time will just win by themselves. So I had to put 2 of in. You might consider a third. Murder's really awesome. It's 3 CMC instant to destroy any creature. So pretty good. It's unfortunate that it can't do anything about Planeswalkers, but it's good for what it does. 1 of the Sphinx of Foresight, that's included in the deck, a rare. It's really clutch. You know, you'll hardly ever get it in your opening hand, but when you do, you feel the power, especially because you get to scry 3. And when you scry 3 at the beginning of the game, you're setting yourself up for a really good early to mid generally. Not to mention a 4/4 flyer is pretty good, and if you keep him alive, you get to scry 1 each turn. Pretty awesome. 2 of Nightveil Predator. Once again, this is kind of like our Foulmire Knight in that they can't really attack through without the threat of Death Touch. Not to mention with Hexproof, they won't be able to target remove you. Also with the flying, you can kind of go over and start beating down Planeswalkers or going for face. Enter the Gods Eternals. This is included in the deck. It's a rare, and it's very powerful for what it does. It's pretty slow in that it's 5 CMC, but dealing 4 damage, amassing 4, and putting 4 in the opponent's graveyard is really powerful, especially in this deck where really this is our only life gain outside of our life gain lands. 2 of Discovery Dispersal. Usually this is just for the discovery side. For the Surveil, you're finding that land you need or that answer like a murder to get rid of that opponent's threatening creature or whatever. But with the Surveil also, you know, it synergizes so well with our other cards, including the Disinformation Campaign. But sometimes the Dispersal at instant speed is really powerful too. If they have 1 very massive card, or if they're just down to 1 card, just using this to discard their last cards, really clutch. Gravewalker, wow. So I tried to challenge myself by keeping these rares that are included in the deck in the main board, but honestly, if you were to get rid of any card, if I had any choice of getting rid of any card right now on this main board, it would be Gravewaker. He is too slow. 6 CMC for a flyer 5/5 body. I mean, sure, a flyer 5/5 body's good, but he does nothing the turn he hits the board. Not to mention there's things like Cavalier of Gales. Think of how strong that is compared to this. It's ridiculous. And then 7 CMC to return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That doesn't necessarily work very well with our deck either. Probably the best we could get, either a Spectral Sailor for card draw, Nightveil Predator for Hexproof Flying Death Touch, or possibly even a Sphinx of Foresight for the scrying each turn. But all in all, he's kind of unique in that you won't see him in any boosters for the M20. He is only available with certain deck codes or crafting yourself. So he's kind of rare to see, kind of cool, I guess. If you got nothing better, sure, but you can quickly upgrade something out of him. Commence the endgame, another rare included in the deck. So for 6 CMC instant to draw 2 cards, the can't be countered clause isn't that amazing. If you're going up against a countering deck, you want to have more counters yourself, but being able to amass at least 2, that can be worthwhile as well, so it's not the worst card in the world. And of course, Liliana, Dreadhorde General herself, she is very powerful. If you have 1 or 2 other copies of Lily, I recommend you put them in this deck because of how powerful she is. She's just your... she can win the game, obviously, by herself. Any creature you control dies, you draw a card, and you get to make a 2/2 zombie each turn. That's a good attacker, that's a good blocker. And then you can also sacrifice 2 clutch creatures of your opponents, and if you get up to the ultimate, you just win. So for the sideboard, I kind of have a lot of smattering of different things here because this deck is kind of all over anyways. And also I once again had the restriction of not putting any rares or mythics in the sideboard. So Opt is just an incredibly powerful card. You may consider putting this in your main board or putting more in total between main and sideboard, but it finds you what you need. 3 of Aether Gust. There's a lot of red, a lot of green out there. This just helps set things back if you don't have the answer that you need right away. That Ember Cleave or that Nissa coming down, whatever, you just boop them back. 1 of Negate. Maybe you want more than 1 of, but you know, it works very, very well against certain type of decks. 3 of Noxious Grasp. Green or white, destroy instant creature or planeswalker, plus you gain a life, just too good not to have. 1 more of Thought Erasure. If you're going up against a slower deck, you want to go ahead and throw this 4th one in. It's just too much value and synergy with our deck. 3 of Mystical Dispute. If you're going up against a blue, you want to put all 3 in. It is that good. Just hands down. And 2 of Notion Rain. Once again, I was trying to think about, well, if we go against a later, slower opponent, what do we want? Well, this surveils you 2. It draws you 2 cards. The 2 damage done to you if you're going against a slower deck isn't necessarily that much of a detriment. So it just synergizes very well and is a lot of value. Okay, so giving it a try with our Liliana's Legion. We're on the play. We got 3 here. Got a nice, well, turn 1 we can't because of our slow lands. But we got some nice action going on here, some discard and all that. Let's see what sort of deck we're up against though. Well, down to 6. That's good for us. I feel like it's an aggro-y night. Alright, so like a Jund Sacrifice probably. Maybe it's Rakdos Knights or Rakdos Aristocrats. Looking more like Rakdos, huh? So let's see here. I think a good play would be to go ahead and get this down. And then next turn could Disinformation Campaign. Turn after, like Surveil and stuff. Well, that's... Oh, Chump Block. That's right, that's right. So, what's he going to do about this? Alright, so we draw the Cry, which is not really that good. Alright, and he has to discard another card? You know he's got an Embercleave probably, right? So that is spooky. Although he is a far way off from casting it, and he has a land there, so he's down to 2 cards effectively. Does he have something to get rid of my zombie? And the answer is probably no. So I chump. That was easy. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. This is not looking good for him. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. And he's going to be down to 0 cards, right? There's one Reggie. So, Mystic, it doesn't matter here either way, right? I would have to get three islands to get that to... So there's his Embercleave. Yep, called it. So, essentially here, if he doesn't top deck Embercleave, I think we just came out ahead. That's so crazy. Look at this murder, too. You know what I can do? He wants card draw. He wants card draw for days. So, the play here, guys. You ready? We just go blah, blah, blah. Upbound Plat, Phantasm, just more chump blockers. This is just how we make it to the end game at this point. He's going to be able to play basically whatever he draws each turn here. If it's an Embercleave, obviously not. We just block. We're just going to stay at as high as a hand here possible. Poor guy. You're getting lands. So many lands. Let's go ahead and do this. Ooh, you know what? Ooh. So we definitely could have used that for a Surveil to get our Disinformation Campaign back, but... Okay, 3, 6, 7. Yeah, this is awkward for us. With how good it is, I mean. So, counter. Seems good. Seems pretty good. Alright. Oh no, fam. Oh no. So you got an instant spell here? No. Embercleave. He's flashed, so we'll hold back. Okay, turns out this deck is obviously better than Rakdos Knights. Oh. I mean, I feel bad for him. This one, I can't even get value here now. Look at that. Let's just push. We got counters. We got murders. Do we want to counter? I think it's more valuable at this point, honestly. Let's just get our Disinformation Campaign back. We don't need the lands. Alright, so black and red. black and red. Aether Gust seems really good to have in a clutch instant. Thought Erasure to take out his target cards. Yeah. I think we're going to get rid of the Grey Walker because he's just going to try and aggro out, I think, essentially. Commence the endgame is good, but once again, I think we are not going to live that long. Pry's really good here. Winged can do some work. I honestly think our Dimir Spybug is probably a little bit too weak here too. That might be the play. I would like to get these opts in. I don't know. He's a chump blocker though. We do need a couple of those for the big guys coming through, and we only have one Dreadhorde invasion, so kind of lucky that we draw that early. Not to mention both information campaigns that early. Enter the God Eternal is great for all of their cards except for the Reggie. I like this guy. You can take care of the Reggie too. I think we just try and go with this, right? I think one less Thoughtbound Phantasm for one opt and one less Aether Gust for opt. Okay. He's probably pretty mad at us. So he's bringing the heat. I can't remember if we were on the play or draw last turn. But we're definitely on the draw this time. Hey, this looks good. It's a very control-y type start, and it's pretty slow, but we're mostly just afraid of the Knight of the Ebon Legion coming out and being able to pump quickly, or Reggie. What's it called? Stormfist Crusader. With our eventual ability to discard him and Thought Erasure him and stuff, I think it's okay if he ends up drawing some cards. But we do have to start controlling against these knights. Let's go ahead and heal. Woo! Alright. So we can flash out a Spectral Sailor next turn, get him as a chump blocker if nothing else. But I think we'll be holding him back. So he still doesn't get the proc on the knight. That's good, that's good. Once again, let's heal. Alright, so one more turn. Next turn, right? We can start murdering, just blah, blah, instant speed. Get him good. Hi-ya! We're not gonna block though. That's just to intimidate him, and you know he's intimidated. Has he got only one land? Oh! When you get this greedy, guys, it doesn't work out well for anyone. Let's go. You have to have 3 lands for a Rakdos Knights deck. That's all you need. But if you're stuck on one, you're done. You're just done. So the problem is, you know, we are starting to take a little bit of damage here. Do I hold back for Senator's Sabotage? I think his only threat right here, right now, is the Knight. So oh, okay, so he has 2, so he can maybe Stormfist Crusader. Oh, what a jerk. But we have 3 really good cards, actually, so kind of stinks, but it's all good. If I was him, I'd get rid of the Enter the Gods Eternal. But who am I, right? Who am I? Who am I? We're going to start chipping away. We still don't have enough that we're going to... Yeah. So we can murder him and survive one more turn. We can enter the God Eternals. So I'm not scared of Reggie, obviously. Murder. Alright. And we're going to heal and have a 4/4 body soon. Not to mention this Night Veil Predator is actually really a predator. Very oppressive. Very oppressive. Look, he's holding back. He's so scared because of the murder and stuff. Ooh, that's beautiful. I really, really like that. Do I play the boy, though? I might just play the boy. And then he can no longer Fervent Champion me. He doesn't know about the Night Veil Predator. He has not seen that yet. Let's attack first, see what he does. Probably nothing. Okie dokie. Let's get our Predator down, who has Hexproof. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, it's so good. Look at him. He's gonna attack with 4 next turn. 4 damage from the Black Lance Paragon. That's actually something I think... Wait a minute. No, I have Enter the Gods Eternal. So he has Embercleave here, right? I think he does. If he uses it on the Fervent, that's fine. Oh, no. Good for him. Well, our Spectral Sailor can easily deal with one of homeboys here. One of homeboys. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is actually getting a little bit spooky. So 3 for 5. 3 for 5. I think the only decent play here. Get rid of him. 4/4 body. Ooh, we got rid of his Knight and his Stormfist Crusader. Not to mention Spectral Sailor can block into the Blacklands Paragon. You know, you might consider keeping him for the card draw, but no, just no. So unfortunately, this guy looks like he has quite a bit of backhanded instant speed shenanigans. You ready, guys? Maybe it's another Blacklands Paragon. We're going to take some damage here, guys. You ready? Yep, we are. Alright. Okay, so he's all in. He is all in. And we are... You ready, guys? You ready? What did he have last? Ooh, it's Reggie boy. So he knows about the murder. We just skip. We just skip. About it, we don't have a Surveil, but I like the Opt here. So the Embercleave now is a sorcery speed. So, yeah. If he puts it on the Fervent Champion, he can trade 1 for 1 with our token. So he knows we have to get rid of that, so he can equip it now on the Fervent Champion, which, like I said, 1 for 1. Okay. So that is Trample, which is a little bit spooky. Oh, spooky it is. You ready? Or are we going to just push? I think we're just going to push, right? What a way to finish this match off, right? Mrs. Lily herself.
The undead make
Oh, it's so good. It is so good. The problem is if he has a Fervent Champion, right? But let's just attack first. Swing it on in. If he has a Fervent Champion, he wins. If he does, he wins.
Oh, I do love a I'll find a use for you later.
Too bad that wasn't a life gain land. Last card. What you got? Is it a Murderous Rider? Nope, just Cavalier of Night. This is fine. Is it fine though? Embercleave? I think we're actually a little bit on the scared side. What are we gonna do about this? Well, I know what we're gonna do about it. I know what we're gonna do. Ooh. Oh no! Oh no! So what's he gonna bring back? There's Stormfist Crusader, which would be annoying, right? Because then it's dealing damage to us, and he's drawing cards. Wise move, wise move. I can't sacrifice our dudes quite yet. So has he got another threat? This is actually really scary. This is actually really scary. I think he won here no matter what. He doesn't have lifelink. Yeah, with the pump and that, I think we just barely lost here. Darn, we were so close, guys. Look at that. One more, I think one more loyalty, and we had this in the bag here, so to say. But he's gonna pump up. We're gonna go down to 3 because of Stormfist. And then he's just going to pump up to such massive levels. I mean, it's worth a shot to see if we can hold on by just one very, very, very small... Ah, great. We're flooding out hard here, aren't we? So he's got 2 cards. What do you bet he's got something here to help push his damage through a little bit further even? Land. We just gotta survive. Oh no, he has 6 though. Ah, yeah, that's GG. Knight of the Ebon Legion is gonna be dealing 8 damage by himself. Okay, so he's gonna deal 6 with the Storm Fist, right? 6. Yeah. Well, that stinks. Yeah, that stinks. Death Touch, and he has Menace, right? Yeah. So he dies. He's dealing 6. And I'm blocking with 4. So that's down to 2. Alright, right? Because that'll kill the knight. And it'll leave the Storm Fist alive, but he's only going to get that much through. So unless he has something from the backhand, but if he has something from the backhand, he can't pump up the knight either.
Waste not, want not. They were allowed to be served. Death is enlightening.
That's a 3/3, huh? Really, really unfortunate. You know what? With the Aether Gust, though, buys us time, doesn't it, guys? No, it doesn't, because the Stormfish Crusader will kill us with the proc. All right. Gosh, this is no good. Oh. And we heal. Look at that. So I boop the Stormfish Crusader back, right? Yeah. All right. We just slowly grind him out.
Like
Oh, this is so freaky here. So we have to bounce him back now, right? Because if it goes to his turn, he's already getting value again. Yeah. Let's just bounce him back now. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Actually, what I could have done here is bounce back the Embercleave and then use Cry. But let's just do this. Let's just do this. That probably was a mistake on my part. We need one Surveil to get this disinformation going again. So we're gonna get it here real soon. Obviously, he put it on top. Oh, ho, ho. So he's got 6 mana. That's quite spooky. How about no? Oh, how about oh? Look at that. And what you got? What's your last card here that you've been holding on? Just another Ember Clevo. Interesting.
good help is easy to find.
Very
in
interesting.
war.
Do we spend our mana here? I think we do to draw, and then we have another sabotage anyways. Look how ridiculous this is. Oh my gosh. That's a sorcery. That leaves us just one too short. Yeah. Turns out Liliana's Legion is pretty good, guys. Oh! Guys.
Mindless minion.
OM Jesus, look at this. We're not shocking. We are not. What if he has like a stomp, huh? That would be a ultimate way to lose. Oh, he's all in now. He is all in. GG Katasumuri. GG. This was fun. I like this deck. How about no? How about no? Get our disinformation back. GG. I like the thought erasure even. It's just BM. Woo. Okay guys, we have one more match coming right up, but I just wanted to invite you, if you're new to the channel, feel free to comment anything, like, subscribe. We'd love to have you back. I make a video every day. Catch you guys tomorrow. Alright, let's give it another go with our Lily deck. We are on the play. Looks controversial, but I'm going to keep. We just need one more land, and then we're getting rolling here with the sabotage and hopefully the draw from the Foulmire Knight. We get our 2/2 blocker down early, which is pretty decent actually. He mulled down to 6. All right. So he's gonna see this card and be like, "Wait, what's going on?" Oh, come on. Let's top deck a land. 43%. So another Rakdos. This is a Knights. All right. So we have enough for the Sabotage, which is cool. And then he bumps up to a 3/3. Decent. So does he have a Fervent Champion here? Does he? Otherwise he can't attack, I don't think. But next turn he can pump up the dude. Of course he does, guys. Of course he does. But the thing is, he's got to sacrifice the dude. Alright. Whatever. Oh man, where is our black? So he's going to play a third land and then just choose to pump him up, which I don't blame him. That's the best play on his part. No blocks. He does that. He gets some massive damage in. No. Then he made the wrong call here. Wrong call. So we're up to a 3/3 now. Let's find a land. Yes, let's do it. Look at this guy. Woo! Hey, there it is. So, how do we want to do this, guys, huh? How do we want to do this? Do we want to counter again? I think what's going to happen here... Yeah, let's do this. We need one more land to really get going. There's a Lily, and he gets rid of a mountain. Whoop-de-doo. That's unfortunate. There's a mountain. So he has one good card, probably, and he's going to pump him up because he's low on cards. Alright. Let's see if he has more of this B deck. You know, not many people run that. So, I needed a swamp there, but whatever. Now we can Sinister Sabotage. Sabotage. No. Just no, fam. I'm sorry, but no. Okay, this is Lily next. No, it's not Lily! Why do I keep doing that? At least it's just information. I need a second friggin' swamp! Oh! So he is stuck. He cannot attack. He cannot attack. Okay. Why not? This lets us draw and get it back on the board. I really have nothing else to play, so why not? It also guarantees whatever he wants to try and play next turn, we're countering. Okay. We just hold back. Oh, this is so dirty. This is dirty. Yeah, it is. All right. Well, let's look for our black again. Our Swampo. See ya. Fling. Who does that? Where's our swamp? Where's our swamp? It's unfortunate to get rid of that, but we already have him tapped all the way out. So yeah. I don't think it's looking good for him here. We'll see what sort of meanness he does for next match, though, huh? Alright, well, let's find that swamp, that swamp, that swamp. Hey, got him. Hey, got him.
The undead make great minions.
Woo! Alright, so we're going to be drawing cards here. Does he got a Murderous Rider off the top? Probably. That's how it goes. You play your one Lily in the deck, and then, oh, Murderous Rider. Top deck mode. Alright. Give us a card, please. And then we chomp block, and we get another card, please. Murderous Rider seems really good. Cool. He's dragging this match out. It's over. Yep. Okay. Alright, so he stopped wasting our time. Very good. Although we will probably be up against a little bit more of a match, this one coming up. So he is black and red. Aether Gust, I guess, is the thing. I guess it's good enough here. So what's not going to be good enough, guys? I want to put the opt-in too, honestly. Dimir Spybug seems useless, honestly, here. I like these early game ones, though. Chump block and also card draw. Spectral Sailor is, I think, barely not good enough, though, honestly. Get rid of one more, right? Oh, yeah. Gravewaker. Waker or Walker? Waker. All right. Give it a try. Dimir Spybug is just a little too slow for most matchups. Probably better to, I don't know. It synergizes with Winged Words really well. But then again, so does Spectral Sailor, so I don't know. Okay. It's not beautiful, but it's not terrible. He kept all 7 too. Alright, so he started slow. That's good for us. Hey, we're seeing white now. What the heck just happened? He's a Mardu Knights, apparently. Look at this guy. What a jerk. What a jerk. What did he exile? A land? That's good, I guess. Hey, he's helping us get through our lands. The only problem is, right, how do we do this? Let's see what he's working with. Let's see what he's working with. He's working with everything. Yeah, he is. I don't want him to light up the stage. No. We have enough lands, so I'm really just banking on us starting to draw value every turn anyways. God's Willing is kind of annoying. This guy is really annoying, actually. Look at this weird deck he has. It's not Mardu Knights by any means. It's Mardu... Jink? I don't know. I don't know what you call this. Cool. Another land. Thank you. Really, thank you, though. I do wish we would get one more... That's an instant, isn't it? Yep, it is. So, unfortunately, right, guys? Unfortunately. He's going to instant cast this before his... Oh, no, he'll just do that. Okay, fine. So, he could pump up the Knight, and that actually is starting to get pretty messy for us, isn't it? What did he steal now? Murder? That would have been nice to have, but then again with the God's Willing, right? The only problem is this guy doesn't realize we have the Night Veil Predator. Yeah, so he'll only be attacking with Knights from here on out, but we have 2 Night Veils, so this is actually really good. The Bedecks aren't gonna work. The Chandra? Chandra? Oh, he can't cast that. I was like, what? Chandra. Alright, so he's gonna sacrifice a Knight here. If he attacks with Robber, I'm killing Robber. Absolutely. Yep. Alright. Cool. So here is the God's Willing plus buff. You ready? And then we have actually quite a bit of damage done to us. But we have another Night Veil Predator coming down, and then that's getting rid of 2 things next turn. Robber and a Knight. Cool. So good. So he has one more turn to use my cards. That'd be interesting to see if he uses the Discovery, but whatever. Alright, here we go. Slamming on in. Yep. So that's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. And the op looks really good here, doesn't it, guys? Do I use that first? What would even be good enough here? Nothing really, I don't think. I mean, if I got a murder, but whatever. Let's just get this down and then save our ops. So next, no, end. So he has a Bedeck, which is useless here. Yeah, he could actually pump up. No, he doesn't have a land, so all right. Hey, it's a counter. Cool. Here we go. Blocks, right? Get rid of him, get rid of him. And that's going to be 5 damage coming through. Alright. Good job, bro. Good job. Why would he put it on that one? Why would he put it on that one? Does he not realize about the death touch? Okie dokie. Smoky. Yeah, we need to get something good here. Yeah, we do. Hey, that's actually really good. Whoo! What do we want to put on top, guys? What do we want on top? Thought Erasure? Discovery? What's good? I guess Thought Erasure, right? And then we can get rid of a card and counter a card. This is insane. And then we'll Surveil to get it back. He's getting rid of the Bedeck Bedazzle. So what other good card does he have here? Do I go ahead and Thought Erasure first, guys? I think I do. He chose to keep this card, whatever it is. Alright, I'm glad that we did that. Sphinx is good. Also Scry, we get our dude back. Very nice. Hold on back. With the Hexproof, feeling good. How many God's Willing does he have, though, right? That's actually insane if he has that here. Let's see what he's holding back, because that'll be interesting. I think he knows he has to get rid of it. Unless he has God's Willing, then we're in trouble. He has nothing. He's got nothing. Okay. So this is really good for us. We have 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, this is even better. Get rid of a probably useless card here. That wasn't useless. Oh my gosh, this is so good. We choked him out. Oh ho! Yes, we did. Ooh. So 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is the play. It's got to be. Too bad that's a slow land. We'd have enough for the Aether Gust. 5/5 just chilling. Oh! And a Mystic. That was so good.